What's up, folks? It's the Sportsbook Killa coming back at you, getting ready to give you my predictions for UFC Nashville Fight Night, August 5th, 2023. Before we get going, let's get to the recap for UFC 291. My strong picks were Miranda Maverick, Gabrielle Bonfim, and Bobby Green. They did me well. The only one that hurt actually was Dustin Poirier. Didn't expect him to get KO'd like that. And actually by that time, I was pretty much up so much, it really didn't even matter. Just would have won a little bit more had he lasted just a little bit longer. I had the over 1.5 rounds for that one. But Miranda Maverick, she covered and she did she covered the over 1.5 rounds. Gabrielle Bonfim, he won, and he also covered the under 2.5 rounds. And Bobby Green won and actually covered both the over 1.5 rounds and the over 2.5 rounds because he submitted Tony Ferguson. I hated to see El Kukui go out like that, but hey man, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Like I said, Dustin Poirier, that was a major disappointment because not only did he lose, he lost in under a round and a half. So that I wanted the over for that. So that put my strong picks at a success rate of 63%. And then we'll move on to the recap of my semi-strong picks, which were CJ Vergara. I had him winning and I had the over 1.5 rounds. That covered. My second pick was Kevin Holland and he won. However, he didn't, he finished off Michael Chiesa so quickly. It was under a round and a half, and I had the over. So we hit 60%, and the Michelle Pereira and Stephen Thompson fight got canceled. So we're looking at I did 60% on my semi-strong picks, 60% success rate. I covered the two winners, CJ Vergara. I covered the Kevin Holland win, but I didn't get the over correct on the Kevin Holland fight. He finished them off really quick. My weak or upset picks were Matthew Simmersberger, who lost. I had Jake Matthews winning. Marcus de Lima lost. Alex Pereira miraculously won. Don't ask me how. The fight could have went either way, but I was just glad he did pull that out. And he did stretch it out. He covered the over 1.5 rounds, which is what I had if you look at my last video. My upset pick, major upset pick, was Claudio Ribera. And he had his moment. He had his moment, which I thought he would. And unfortunately, he didn't pull off the upset. But he did cover the under 2.5 rounds because he got knocked out in the second round. So great. So for my weak picks, I had a 70% success rate. Matthew Simmersberger lost, but Jake Matthews won. Alex Pereira won. And I covered on the on most of the overs, except, as a matter of fact, all of the over round and a halves covered. So that was good. Now let's get to UFC Nashville. Let me turn this page for y'all. UFC Nashville, it's going to be some good fights, but I don't have a whole lot of strong picks for this particular fight card. I only have 2 strong picks, and that's the Ignacio Bahamondes. Like that guy. That guy is an expert kickboxer, and I mean expert. He is unbelievable, man. The guy's fast. He got legs. He kicks well. He's tall. He's lengthy. Anything you want in a stand-up fighter, he has it. He has the tools. So that's my first strong pick. And I'm going to take the over in his fight, over 1.5 rounds, okay? My second strong pick is Tatiana Suarez. This girl's 2-time bronze medalist, Olympic bronze medalist in freestyle wrestling, and her wrestling attack is relentless. She reminds me of like Khabib Nurmagomedov. I mean, her attack is just relentless. She will wrestle you until you got not an ounce of energy left in you. She's only 10-0, but after seeing the way she handled Carla Esparza, she is definitely a lock for me. Tatiana Suarez, she's going to dominate. Who's the girl she's fighting? Oh, she's fighting Jessica Andrade. And I like Jessica. But the only chance I think Jessica Andrade has in this particular fight is going to be to throw one of those wild haymakers and connect. As far as the grappling goes, this girl's going to have everybody's number in UFC, except maybe Erica Blanchfield. But I think her and Erica Blanchfield are going to be on a collision course, and that's going to be a very interesting fight. So those are my two only strong picks. I didn't do an over-under for the Tatiana Suarez fight because it could go either way. She could take Jessica Andrade down early and submit her, or she could take her down in the third round and submit her. It's kind of hard to call that one, so I didn't do an over-under, but I did pick Tatiana to win, and those are my strong picks. Next, I move on to my semi-strong picks. Jeremiah Wells. I got him to win, and I got him to win in under 2.5 rounds. He's fighting Carlston Harris. Carlston Harris is pretty good, former BJJ state champ. Jeremiah Wells, BJJ black belt. You know, we gonna see what happens. And Jeremiah Wells can punch. He can hit. So judging from the way he KO'd Court McGee, he got the one-hitter quitter. So I got to go with Jeremiah Wells, but I think it's going to be a very competitive fight. And I'm going to go with the under in that fight. I'm going to go under 2.5 rounds on that one. So Jeremiah Wells is the pick and under 2.5 rounds. The next one is going to be the Ode Osborne. He's fighting Azu Amabayo or Amabayev. Yeah, Amabayev. Okay. I'm taking Asu Amabayev to win, and I'm going to do the over 1.5 rounds. I think he definitely will dominate. He has an explosive double leg takedown, good grappler, great wrestler from Kazakhstan. So I definitely got to go with him. And I'm going to take the over 1.5 rounds. So please don't make me say his last name again. I know I'm going to try it. Amabayev to win and over a round and a half. I'm going to bet the over a round and a half. The next fight, interesting fight actually. Sean Woodson going up against Jesse Butler. Nothing really exciting about this fight, to tell you the truth. Sean Woodson, he's a BJJ blue belt. Throws a nice jab. Has some of a weak chin though. But I'm going to bet he beats Jesse Butler. I'm going to bet Sean Woodson win this fight, and I'm going to go with the over 1.5 rounds for that one. Who's next? Let me see as we turn the page. Still on my semi-strong picks, I got Tanner Boser. Yeah, I'm going to take Tanner Boser to beat Alexa, what's my guy's name? Alexa Kanui. I can't pronounce this guy's name, but I'm taking Tanner Boser in this one, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 rounds. Not excited about the fight at all. Tanner Boser doesn't excite me. His fight style doesn't excite me, but this guy, Alexa Kanui, I looked at his fights, and he doesn't impress me either. He's less impressive than Tanner Boser, so I'm going to take the more impressive guy, who still isn't impressive, and go with Tanner Boser for this one. And that's going to be listed under my weaker upset picks, because I'm not excited about this pick at all. The next pick I'm going to take, that's going to be listed under my semi-strong picks. Tanner Boser, semi-strong, not weak, but I'm not excited about it. But I think he has the experience over Alexa Kanui. And Alexa Kanui's only had a few. I don't even think he's even had 10 UFC fights so far. He's roughly new to the game. I think Boser should have the experience on him. So I'm going with Tanner Boser. I'm sorry, that's my fourth semi-strong pick. My apologies. My fifth pick, I gotta go with Corey Sandhagen over Rob Font. I like Rob Font. He's a dog. He's a fighter through and through. But I gotta go with Corey Sandhagen over him. Corey Sandhagen just has more tools in the tool shed. And he can do all kinds of stuff in there. So I gotta go with Corey Sandhagen, and I'm gonna take the over 1.5 rounds. And I'm also gonna take that fight over 2.5 rounds. I think Rob Font has at least maybe 3 rounds in him. So the pick's Corey Sandhagen. Now that's it for my semi-strong picks, okay? Now we're going into my weaker or upset picks. These are picks that I have hardly any confidence in. And but I had to pick, so I just picked somebody. I got Jake Hadley to win, and I'm doing the over 1.5 rounds. It's going to be a close fight, though. It's going to be a real tough fight, as a matter of fact. Let me see. Look at Jake Hadley here. Yeah, he's fighting Cody Durden. Man, that's going to be a tough fight, man. Cody Durden, 2-time wrestling state champ, trains out of ATT, American Top Team. Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm going to go with the BJJ purple belt, Jake Hadley, and hopefully he can pull it out. And I'm gonna do the over in that fight, over 1.5 rounds. Next, we got the next fight, which is Kyler Phillips and what's my guy, Raoni Barcelos. Yeah, I think his name is spelled Raoni Barcelos. I think that's how it's pronounced anyway. Barcelos has really good body kicks, ridiculously hard right hand, solid ground game. Kyler Phillips, BJJ brown belt, strong leg and body kicks, good takedowns. I'm gonna go with Kyler Phillips this fight, and I'm gonna take the over 1.5 rounds. This next fight is gonna be interesting. Billy Quarantino is fighting Damon Jackson, and I was back and forth on this one, but I gotta go with Damon Jackson. He's a good wrestler, purple belt BJJ. I'm gonna take Damon Jackson, and I'm gonna hurry up on this before I change my mind because I hate betting against Billy Quarantillo. Sorry. So I'm gonna take Damon Jackson in that fight, and I'm gonna do the over 1.5 rounds. My next weaker upset pick is gonna be Gavin Tucker. I'm gonna take him over Diego Lopez. Both of them have really good BJJ. But Gavin Tucker seems to be a much better striker, faster in and out. And if he can pull that off, it'd be great. But he's a little long in the tooth. I mean, he's 37 years old, and I believe Diego Lopez is roughly around 28. So I think Diego Lopez may have the edge as far as the jiu-jitsu, but I think Gavin Tucker can keep the fight moving, and he's a good wrestler too. So let's hope he can stick and move his way to getting this victory. And I'm gonna take the over 1.5 in that one too. So I got Gavin Tucker and over 1.5. And Dustin Jacoby is fighting Kennedy. What's Kennedy's name? Give me a second here. I can't never pronounce his name either. Injectru. Anyway, Kennedy. I cannot bet on Kennedy at all. This guy, watch him, he's huge, he's massive, he looks like a walking giant, but won't throw a jab, won't set up anything. He chases the opponent down to do absolutely nothing. I mean, every now and then he wins a fight, but it's his fight IQ is just ridiculously low, and I just can't bet on somebody like that. I can't. Until he shows me that he's increased his fight IQ, I'm sorry. I got to go with the experience of the 35-year-old Dustin Jacoby. And I definitely think this fight's going to go over 1.5 rounds. But I'm going to do Dustin Jacoby in this one. Not excited about it, but I think he may be able to outpoint Kennedy. And I'm going to take the over 1.5 rounds in this one. Now, what I want to stress to you guys when you're betting on this fight card, if you use my picks, do 2 pick parlays. Mix them however you want to. But the over and under should balance you off. And usually you should be able to hit 2. Like I said, mix them up, 2 pick parlays. When you want to take a chance, then you go to the 3 pick parlays, bet a little bit less. My weaker picks, I'm not really that confident in, but if I had to put money on it, those are the people who I would pick. My strong picks, most of my bets are going to be surrounding the Tatiana Suarez and my guy, Ignacio Bahamondes. I like those 2 fights. Tatiana Suarez, I just can't see her losing to Jessica Andrade. I think the relentless pressure in wrestling is going to be too much for Andrade, and she's either going to wear her down and submit her in the 3rd, or She's going to get a quick takedown. Andrade's just going to try to give her her back to get up, and she'll get choked out. Ignacio Bahamondes, he probably could knock his opponent out in the first round, but he likes to kickbox. You can see it. He likes to take his time, set things up, and pick his opponent apart. So remember, try to stay in the 2-pick parlay range and no more than 3 picks. Good luck this Saturday, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week with my recap. Take care and good luck.